This week in Sci-Fi, we've got our eye on an old sci-fi favourite is returning to screens. The dinosaurs are back to reclaim their dominion. We roll a dice with a local RPG club. And a special look at Buzz Lightyear's new film. Welcome to Eye on Sci-Fi, I'm Raymond Pedora. Quantum Leap is returning to screens with NBC approving production for Season 1 after apparently liking the pilot we reported on last season. Starring Raymond Lee, the series will be set in the present day, 30 years after Sam Beckett last stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator. Lee is part of a new team assembled to restart the project. The production team will include Don Belisario as an executive producer. Original star Scott Bakula will not be involved in the reboot. Pixar have released a special look trailer for Lightyear. That's right, not just another trailer, a special look. The animated film follows the adventures of Buzz Lightyear, last seen in playable form in the Toy Story movies. This time he's real and finds himself stranded on a strange planet when his mission goes wrong, fighting massive robots with the help of a group of young rookies and a robotic cat. Lightyear hits Australian cinemas on June 16. A video update has been released for the Gene Roddenberry Archive, a virtual museum of everything Star Trek, using the latest 3D modeling technology. The archive now includes a virtual recreation of the Enterprise inside and out. Tech company OTOY is behind the archive and are promising full-sized, realistic holograms which current tech would require commercially built facilities to run. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are also expected to follow. A new trailer has been released for Jurassic World Dominion. The previous film in the franchise left us with dinosaurs on the loose, and not surprisingly, this is causing problems, which is where the new film picks up. It's not clear from the trailer what the solution is going to be, or even if there is one. Will the dinosaurs resume their evolutionary supremacy? Chris Pratt is joined by original stars Sam Neill, Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum to maybe save the world, or at least save Dinosaur Blue's kidnapped baby. Jurassic World Dominion hit cinemas on June 9. The original Stargate SG1 cast are reuniting for a table read of an AI-generated script. This isn't the first such read, but this time organisers have promised a better script and also Richard Dean Anderson, reading his first dialogue since leaving the series. Amanda Tapping and Michael Shanks will be joining, but not Christopher Judge. The reading will premiere on the Companion website on May 21. Last week we asked if you like to binge an entire series at once or preferred the anticipation of an episode per week. It seems binging is definitely the preferred option, and we'll be sure to pass your views onto the streaming services. This week we're looking at Star Trek. Now that you've had a chance to check out Strange New Worlds, we'd like to know if you prefer the story per week format or if a serialized story told over the whole season, like Picard or Discovery, is more your thing. You can vote now at ionsci-fi.com. Dungeons & Dragons is probably the best-known tabletop role-playing game, but there are many others across both fantasy and sci-fi. Exiles Gaming Club in Sydney is dedicated to this form of gaming, and we visited them to find out more. Even in the age of video games and the internet, tabletop role-playing gaming is still popular. And in Sydney, there is a club dedicated to providing a space and resources for this unique style of gaming. Members can choose from a range of games, and on the evening we showed up, a group were playing Cyberpunk.
Well, primarily we are a tabletop role-playing club, so mostly Dungeons & Dragons, but also other ones like Shadowrun or Cyberpunk or Battletech. We also have tabletop war games, so Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and we also have board games and live-action role-playing, martial arts, whatever else people need from a venue.
It started out as a few isolated groups of friends, and then they all kind of drifted to one spot, and then people kept coming in, and before we knew it, we were having to incorporate because we needed insurance. So I don't think anyone fully planned it at the beginning, but it just happened.
Tabletop gaming continues to appeal because gameplay is only limited by game masters' imaginations.
It's kind of like playing a video game where you can do anything. Like there's no kind of limits. So it's like, with a video game, it's like everything's within the bounds of the programming. So it's like, oh, there's maybe 1 or 2 ways to solve a problem. With, role-playing, it's a similar sort of thing. You're presented with problems like puzzles or enemies or social interactions that you need to overcome, but you're only limited by your, imagination and I guess what the dice show when you roll them.
It's a very different experience. So, depending on how you're playing, if you're playing in a one-shot or a campaign, the time investment is quite different. Most board games are designed to be played between 30 minutes to 2 hours, whereas usually you'll at least need 3 hours to get through a decent session of tabletop roleplay. With board games, it's very rules-driven and a little bit more structured than a lot of tabletop roleplay games.
I think a lot of people running games sort of come at it from a point where we assume that there's nothing new under the sun. Some of my best games have been ideas that I've cobbled together from different TV shows, different movies, different novels. I usually watch something once and enjoy it, and then the second time I watch it, and I do tend to rewatch things, I'm sitting there going, okay, what can I steal? What can I take from this, twist into a slightly different shape, and then put in my game? And that's a huge part of it.
The club was hit hard by COVID lockdowns, but has been coming back to life as members return.
I'm very enthusiastic about increasing the sharing between all the community, the local community, not just us, but gaming stores, other gaming clubs, and also encouraging people to go outside the boundaries of normal games like Dungeons and Dragons and explore other genres. My favorite one is cyberpunk. It's the one I run the most.
For more information about the Exiles Gaming Club, visit their Facebook page or go to the website at exiles.club. And that was the week in sci-fi. For more sci-fi news throughout the week and to vote in the poll, go to ionsci-fi.com.